there's another knockdown.
Well, that was a tough four-punch combo.
Down goes Pulev on another left hook.
Despite Wladimir Klitschko having concluded his boxing career, his name remains unforgettable and continues to be a topic of discussion. Watching the Klitschko brothers was always exhilarating. It was particularly captivating to witness Ukrainian boxers facing off against audacious challengers. These confrontations were nothing short of extraordinary.
Why do you hate Wladimir Klitschko? It seems like you do.
Because he's clearly a dickhead. That's why. You heard him chatting just then. Hasn't got a fucking clue what he's talking about. Just yabbering on about absolutely nothing. What would you rather me, what other t-shirt, a picture of me stroking him to sleep at night or something? Well, no. I want the Klitschko's heads, plain and simple. No doubt. You and your brother. And I'm going to have them. This year, I'm going to have both of them.
And today, we'll revisit one such epic bout, where Wladimir Klitschko collided with the confident British fighter, David Haye, a man who dared to push his limits.
Next 12 rounds, or maybe considerably shorter. So slightly, David Haye. Good right hand there.
This time, Coach David Haye. This time, he's turned to his.
Let's rewind to 2008, when David Haye became the undisputed world champion in the cruiserweight division. He then decided to test his mettle in the heavyweight division, aiming to conquer all belts in this elite category. Haye promptly expressed his desire to face Wladimir Klitschko, yet various reasons delayed the organization of this much-anticipated match. During this period, Wladimir Klitschko once again captured a championship title.
Klitschko finally faced the brash trash talk.
In the meantime, Haye fearlessly stepped into the ring against WBA belt holder, the giant Nikolai Valuev, impressively emerging victorious.
Look at this again, Jim. Well, that's what we're saying. Did he have the power to shake him in? Do you know? Don't think your local department store is stopped.
As a result, all belts, except Haye's title, found their way into the hands of the Klitschko brothers, amplifying the significance of this impending showdown. On April 16, 2009, shocking images surfaced online, depicting Haye holding severed heads of the Klitschko brothers. This move triggered a flurry of reactions and finally led to an agreement for the long-awaited showdown. The expectations for this bout were immense, and Haye was clearly dead serious, not hesitating to hurl insults at Klitschko. The British fighter taunted the elder Vitaly and threatened both brothers, boldly claiming he would decapitate them, while accusing them of dull and monotonous fights.
I want the Klitschko's heads, plain and simple. You and your brother. It would be a shame if for whatever reason just the Klitschko brothers end up with all the belts. You know, what a way to well and truly shit on the heavyweight division. Just have a Klitschko whitewash of the belts. I can't allow that to happen for the good of boxing, for the good of the world, for the good of the universe. We've got to take them belts off you, boy.
Numerous unpleasant words were exchanged, directly targeting Wladimir Klitschko. In the end, this showdown promised to be genuinely enthralling. The entire fight unfolded with intense suspense. In the opening round, Haye demonstrated that his claims of knowing how to elude Klitschko's jabs were more than mere words.
Ну что, кто-то рисканет под конец первого раунда. Я думал, что
он заявлял, что ему нужно такое.
Но пока все
вот все говорили о
успевает.
скорости Хея, да? Очень внимательно. Владимир, посмотрите, как быстро бьет.
The Brit adeptly maneuvered his body, evading punches, and on several occasions, he deftly countered by slipping under the Ukrainian's arm.
Ну что, кто-то рисканет под конец первого раунда. Я думал, что
он заявлял, что ему нужно такое начало.
Haye secured the first round. Although Klitschko suffered no significant damage, the fact that someone managed to win a round against him and look better in doing so left a lasting impression.
Хороший удар, но не супер.
In the second and third rounds, Klitschko managed to find his rhythm once again. The Ukrainian was able to hover over Haye, but the Brit often evaded his punches with speed and agility.
Вперед, чуть-чуть опустив голову, вот здесь, мне кажется, надо его ловить. Вот неплохо. Посмотрим, посмотрим.
все равно красиво. Все равно интересно.
Здорово, хорошо. Но это его главное оружие.
Да, Кличко.
Правая пошла в ход. Надо расположить свои силы, разложить силы по всему бою.
Haye didn't unleash strikes frequently, occasionally attempting them on the move, yet Klitschko gradually adapted to his opponent's advances, evading and even countering some attacks.
Klitschko answered pretty much everything that David threw, but the main thing is David's got himself into the fight. He is the one improving it, but this is the answer. The one improving it, but this is the answer from Klitschko, and he did land several jabs along the way.
There was some real heavy leather landed in this third round, Jim.
Yeah. Klitschko not looking quite so dominant.
Blood around the nose.
In the 4th, 5th, and 6th rounds, Wladimir increased his punch output, though lacking consistency and variety, and seized control.
Well, I just think he took too long to get into the fight in that round.
He genuinely believes he can win it, and Haye was saying to Klitschko,
Main problem.
that's the right up.
Main problem.
That's the right up.
In the last half minute or so, but he took too long. Anytime he has landed a punch, he's straight back up. Had lost the round, but there we go again. Every time he lands, he forces Klitschko on to the defense.
The Ukrainian began landing more solid shots, and in the 5th round, he delivered a truly punishing blow to Haye's head.
Firing back straight away, and it wasn't a good round for Haye.
Haye weathered this punch, yet he appeared to shift his focus predominantly towards defense. One of Haye's defensive tactics involved seemingly purposeless falls to the canvas. This maneuver typically unfolded as follows: David, lowering his head, lunged at Klitschko with 1 or 2 blind strikes, clashed chests with Wladimir, entered a clinch, and upon feeling the weight of his 110-kilogram opponent, dropped to the canvas. During this, Haye persistently complained to the referee, who eventually fell for it, despite Klitschko's clean play.
Well, this is where we think the cut might have happened.
Yeah, that's where the trade.
Open might have happened.
Yeah, that's where the trade.
Open up again.
Klitschko's not allowing Haye again, but then Klitschko again landing the better shot, stopping there.
In the 7th round, a point was deducted from the Ukrainian by the referee, visibly rattling Wladimir. Klitschko seemed off-kilter not only in the 7th but also in the 8th round, where neither boxer held a distinct advantage. However, the Briton didn't display much brilliance in his offensive.
The jab from his knee. That's a good shot until he's been in there with the guy.
He though still looks sharp. Still proving. Trying to.
Body again. This is a lot of excitement and the skill as well. Now I think some good moments in this round. Any drama this time.
They slipped that shot.
As the fight entered its final third, Haye's speed waned, and Klitschko's single punches increasingly found their mark.
Out of range, so even when he does land, the power that
Before the fight began, it was going to be.
Klitschko, he's not putting like a good 20-second burst together. He's landing the Haye again, not doing enough to win the round. Good luck to the inside of the glove, or maybe more of a push.
And the referee was on.
Into range because the jabs. So when Klitschko leans on how to get himself into range.
Well, here Emmanuel Stewart could be either way. So maybe Haye is still right.
Klitschko secured rounds, while Haye continued clinching at least once per round, finally exhausting the referee's patience. In the 11th round, following another of Haye's falls, the referee counted it as a knockdown.
No way it should really for Haye having this any closer than to have it. There's no way it should.
The fall, of course, wasn't the result of a punch, hence no true knockdown occurred. Nevertheless, it was about time to dock points from David for his constant attempts to go down. At the beginning of the 12th round, Haye landed a decent shot. It's hard to gauge the impact it had on Klitschko, but the Ukrainian didn't hesitate to engage in a clinch, which unsurprisingly ended with David on the canvas. Klitschko quickly regrouped and, in the latter half of the round, mounted a strong offense against Haye. No one had doubts about the victor of this bout. The judges ruled in Klitschko's favor with scores of 117 to 109, 118 to 108, and 116 to 110, awarding the Ukrainian 10, 11, and 9 rounds out of 12. The fight didn't reach the heights of greatness, and its content hardly matched the pre-fight hype and tension. Nevertheless, the Ukrainian confidently defeated the man long regarded as one of the most dangerous opponents the Klitschko brothers could face. Thus, the Klitschko brothers unified the belts of all major organizations and became the absolute champions.